Gates Adams here on behalf of Apex Trader Funding. I'm here today with Trader David, another paid funded trader with Apex Trader Funding. David, congratulations on your most recent payout. Now, is this the first payout for you?
That is the first payout. That is the first one. After chopping away for 3 years, but yeah, first one.
All right. So I love first payout conversations because there is just a different level. To be perfectly transparent, and I've shared this on many interviews, after almost a 30-year journey, I actually got my first payout in March, so about 2 months ago. So you said you've been at this for about 3 years. What brought you actually into the world of trading?
I started seeing like little posts and YouTube ads of day trading and stuff like that. And then I ended up I moved to Vegas a long time ago, and I was living in Vegas. I met some girls that was into it. Mm-hmm. And then, they did that network marketing version of it or whatever the case may be. Yeah. I wasn't about the network marketing portion, but I just wanted to support and resistance looked like it was foreign to me. I'm like, I don't know what this is. But they showed me the ropes is that portion of it. I did buy that little course and I learned the basics. And from then I was just like, okay, this is something I can do. But it's just figuring out that puzzle. That's what kept me there, because day trading is a puzzle. And that kept me like over and over looking at, okay, how do I do this? How do I do this? Then I started studying some more. So that's how I got into it.
Now, unlike a traditional puzzle where one piece goes in one spot, so you're either right or you're wrong, right? And there's no subjectivity. If you're right, you technically win, right? Whereas trading, you could be right in your entire read and still lose a trade. You could be absolutely wrong in your entire read and still win a trade, Did you find this to be a struggle for you in terms of considering it a puzzle? I'm just using your verbiage here, but considering it a puzzle, did you struggle with that?
Yeah, I did struggle with that, because simple fact is it's one of those puzzles that becomes a different puzzle every time you're doing it. So it does keep it fresh, it does keep it interesting, and then there's those frustrating days when you think you've got your strategy down and you start losing.
Yeah.
But then you start to realize later on, what I figured out is that there's nothing wrong with the strategy. The market does change, it does something different. When I used to get annoyed when people say, oh, it's your risk to reward. I'm like, oh, shut up with that. But then when you really get that down, then it's like, yeah, you're going to have losing days, but at the end of the day, it starts to trickle up and you're like, oh, wait, I'm getting a payout now. Holy, okay, I got this. So that's pretty much what it came down to me. So the puzzle can get won by having a proper risk to reward.
Well, and maybe the puzzle piece isn't one trade or one day. Maybe a puzzle piece is 100 trades.
Yes.
Because we, of course, need to see things further out than the actions of one entry. Because the reality is, like I said, we can be right and lose. We can be wrong and win. That is the nature of trading. It's just like there's no such thing as 100% strategy. Not that I've ever heard of anyway. So by understanding and seeing the bigger picture, we get a better understanding. I don't know. I lost the whole metaphor on the puzzle there. So.
I mean, like, at the end of the day, the puzzle is pretty much not just the charts, it's also yourself.
Yeah, 100%.
Because if you can't manage your emotions with the trade, if you're over there, like, anybody's going to trade the evaluation way different than they're going to trade their funded account. Because when the evaluation is like, oh, it's my strategy. Click here, click there. If you lose, you're like, that's my strategy. If you win, you're like, that's my strategy. But then when you get funded, it's like, you do it, but then you lose, it hits way more. You win, you're a lot happier. But then you lose.
Psychology will get you.
It goes back and forth.
It will also save you. Again, once you start to get the mindset of, I'm not looking at this trade, I'm looking at the next 100, my actions, if they are consistent, will yield a positive result. That's exactly what an edge is. It's just trading the same way every time over the course of 100 trades without the emotion of, I lost this one and that hurts, or I won this one and I'm going to go celebrate and go, buy a steak dinner or whatever the case may be. As you've progressed, as you continue to grow, you got this first payout. What's going through your mind after that first one really hits?
That I can actually do this and that the hard work paid off.
I think that's such a common sentiment, because trading is not most people aren't going to go out there, watch some YouTube videos for 6 months, try it out, and then get paid. It's not like that. It's more like a university. You got to learn for years in some cases. For some of us, way more than that. But that's, to me, I don't know. That's the beauty of the funded opportunity, is it gives us the time to go through those struggles. I mean, if I fund my account with, a couple grand, I can do this a few times maybe, but I can't do this indefinitely for years. Obviously not always the case, but take advantage of those sales when you see them. There's a lot less pain associated with it. I used to use the metaphor of like going to an arcade when I was a kid. And, nowadays kids play Xbox, they lose a game, it doesn't matter. They hit reset and they're good to go. We used to have to feed it another quarter back in the day. And a quarter to me at 12 is probably comparable to $16 at,
in your 40s, 30s,
50s. But the thing is that having that skin in the game does change the mindset, and then you hit another level when it's funded, and then you hit another level when you're at payout threshold. You just got to pay out. You don't have to get that. I mean, I don't know what size account you want.
I use 50K accounts. I think that's like the sweet spot right there.
Right. So you don't have to hit that $2,600 profit threshold again. You're already essentially there after that first payout, right?
Yeah.
So now you can actually build and grow, and it's again, you start to hit this different mindset. What some people do is they get real excited and they get real confident and they size up, and then they have to start over again. Some people do is calm down, but this is where really managing that psychology comes into play, and that's as you said, I think that's the bigger piece of the puzzle. Now that you've hit that first payout, what's next for you? Where do you go from here?
Well, the funny thing about it is, so I hit the first payout, and then not too long later, I hit the second payout. So I've gotten 2 payouts.
2, all right, very good. That's consistency.
Yeah, so the consistency at this point. So for me now, it's just continuing to. My whole thing was this, right? So I started 3 years ago. I have blown many accounts using the discount codes, or those case may be, and I did the math of how much I've blown or whatever. And the best thing about it, with my first payout, I've already made the money back that I spent on all the evals that I've ever done. So I've gotten that back. Great. So now it's, instead of sizing up as far as my account size, what I'm doing is keeping everything the same, but adding another account with because I use wealth charts, and their copy trader is really good. So I just get another account, and then when that passes, and then when I get paid out from that one, then do it again. So I use, as I say, trading business money to pay for itself to keep making it bigger. I'm not gonna just buy 20 accounts and go. No, I'm just gonna do one account at a time, and once it pays itself, pays another.
Very smart way of doing things, man. It sounds like you've got a lot of things really honed down. The reality is now you just got to keep it above threshold, build up those new accounts, and not let yourself get in the way. But if you do, there's another round, and that's the beautiful thing about this.
Yes.
So, man, David, I'm so excited for you. That first payout has, for so many people, has just meant so much, and it really can be the start of something absolutely amazing. Keep doing what you're doing. I'd love to catch up with you in a few months and get an update, see how things are going, if that sounds good to you.
Oh, definitely. Most definitely.
All right, man. Great chatting with you. I appreciate you taking some time and hanging out with me today. I look forward to catching up with you here in a few months and seeing where everything goes from here.
Cool. Thank you, Ace. Appreciate that.
Sounds good. We'll talk to you soon.
All right.